Hello everyone, so in today's video I'm going to share with you my journaling essentials. I have been moving from one place to another quite frequently recently, so I needed to keep my journaling supplies as compact as possible. And I don't have a lot of journaling supplies to begin with, but it was still a lot to carry around. So yeah, today I'm gonna share this with you. So let's start with the journals. I have 3 journals, which is still a lot, but compared to my original collection, it's still not much. Because I do have quite a few journals, even though I don't use them as frequently as I do. But these 3 are the ones that I use more frequently. So the first and the most important one is my diary, my personal journal, daily journal, I don't know how to call it. I basically write as frequently as I can in this journal, so to record all the little things that's happening in my life, or some thoughts that I have in that moment, or some feelings, just everything. This is basically like an everything kind of journal. I sometimes do decorate it a little bit, but there are also times where I just write down things without really having to decorate the pages. Like when I have all my supplies, I will be really happy and very eager to decorate all the pages, but when I am moving around this much, it's just not really feasible to decorate and have all the stickers laying all around. I had this journal since 2023, so it has been through a lot. Yeah, I am almost at the end. I think I will probably finish it in a couple of months maybe, and I do really look forward to using a new one, honestly. It is really small and I really like the size because it's really easy to carry around, just toss it in your bag. But I found that it's not really, I don't really like the feeling of writing on small journals. I prefer maybe an A5 size, maybe it's better. And moreover, this is a little bit too thick. It has like too many pages, and so at some point it gets a little bit chunky, and so it's really hard to write comfortably. But yeah, I am very looking forward to finish this. I was kind of tempted to just leave the last few pages blank and start a new one, but I don't know, there's a satisfaction of finishing a whole journal, and this is like a quite thick one, so I don't know how many pages it has, but it is supposed to be like a yearly journal, so I guess it has at least like 360 pages at least. But yeah, I can't wait to finish this. At the beginning of the journal, I tried to be more aesthetic and decorate it as much as I could, but at the end of it, I just used it for mostly for writing and just jotting down and record my daily lives. But yeah, I honestly really like just having only written parts without any like any decorations and stuff. It makes me feel like I'm a writer, you know. So yeah, that's the first journal. And then I have my third journal, which is another small one. This is a passport size traveler's notebook. I had this for a couple of years actually, and to be honest, I don't really have a purpose right now. I just have it because it's easy to carry around and it's really cute. And I personally really love the traveler's notebook in general. I also have the standard size, but that one is much bigger and not as easy to carry around, so that has been packed in the boxes and I will probably use it once I will have more stable place. But this is the one that I'm carrying around. I have this little notepad, and I don't know if you know, but this is from an album that I got of BTS V. It was layover and it had this checklist. Use it mostly for jotting down random things and just throw it away once I'm finished. And I think it's quite useful to have more of a scrap paper. And since I had this in hand, I just wanted to finish this. Even though I was like, I don't know, it's, you know when you get gadgets from albums and you feel like you shouldn't use them because they're like too precious. I think some things are meant to be used, and this is one of them. So I will show you what's inside. So I have a couple of clips. I think they're quite useful. This is the Traveler's Notebook one of my favorite, and it's really pretty. There's I think other two versions of this, and I'm debating whether I should get them or not, but they're expensive, so they're not cheap. So this is more of a splurge. I think for people who are not in the journaling or the stationery community, they will never understand spending like 20 euros for a clip, but it was worth it, to be honest. And these are like more simple ones that you can get from any kind of stationery shop, and they're cheaper. This one also, I had this for this one. I think I had it for at least 5 or 6 years. I think I have a little charm here that says hope. I don't know if you can see this, but this is not an official one. I just took it down from a keychain that I had, so I just took it out and got a hoop for it, and I'm hanging it here. And then back a few years ago, I also stamped something here that says on this day. It's not really clear, but this journal actually was a gift from a friend a couple years ago. I think it was like maybe 5 years ago maybe, and she knew that I liked journals in general, and back in the day I only had the standard size, and I really wanted to buy the passport size. Whenever I take this out and have it in my hands, I always think of her. So let me show you the inside. So just a couple months ago, this journal here was quite empty. I didn't have like a full setup. I only had like an insert inside, and it looked quite sad, to be honest. It was super flat. But I recently just tried to buy a few things, and now I think I'm quite satisfied with what's inside in here. So if you don't know, this is the kind of journal where you can kind of customize what you want to put inside. I have a lot of like off-brand things because they are way cheaper and way more reasonably priced. But so I have this writing board, which is cut from a bigger version. It was a standard writing board, but then I cut it out because I already have a writing board for my standard size. We don't waste anything, so this is my writing board, and it sometimes is quite useful if you're on a bumpy page. I have a craft folder, and this I made it myself because again, the official things are quite expensive, and you know, these are things that you can easily make yourself. And I used like a white cardboard, and then I covered it up with the Muji paper bag, and it turned out quite cute, I think. And here I just have some washi tape samples that I carry around. This is the easiest way to carry them, and it doesn't take up a lot of space, and you can still make your journals really pretty. And then, yeah, I have another one. You can basically use anything to wrap the washi tapes, because I have like quite a big box, tiny box of washi tapes, and if you're traveling around, you don't really carry that, and it's really bulky. So this is the best way to still use them and make your journals pretty. And these are some stickers that my sister cut out. Then I have another folder. This is a clear folder. This is from the Travelers Company brand. This wasn't as expensive as I thought. It was around maybe 5-6 euros, and I think it's useful to have like some pockets that you can close and put some things that are very easy to lose. And here I have some like papers that I can use to decorate my pages. And yeah, I have like a pressed flower. As I said at the beginning, I don't really have a purpose for this journal, but I'm mainly using it for more of a decorative and scrapbooking kind of journal. But the thing is, I haven't had really the time or the mood of making these kind of pages, but I still keep it around just in case, because you never know, you know. This insert, the first insert here, I made it myself. In fact, as you can see, the papers inside are all different. I used some like scrap paper that I had, or like book pages, or craft paper, and so yeah, just to make it more interesting. This is like some handmade paper, I think. And I normally will record and keep the inserts recorded and cataloged each time I'm using or finishing them. And this is my 15th volume. I have the other 14 are back at home in a box, and inside that box there are all my journals or my inserts, or some greeting cards that my friend gave, or some like letters and stuff, or postcards. If like one day, if you're interested, I can show you when I go home. So yeah, this is the first journal that I have inside here, and it's all decorated like with stickers and washi tapes. And then this is the other side of the clear pouch. I still have like some washi samples, some stickers, and then I have another insert here. This is more a basic one. It's just plain grid paper. So yeah, and this is another clear sheet that I cut out, and I just stick some like washi tape or some stickers that I can use in my journals. And this is some random paper I have. So yeah, as you can see, it is quite a little bit chunky. I don't have a purpose for it right now, but it's still really cute to keep, and it makes me, I don't know, it's just cute. My third journal, which is my reading journal. I have this all decorated because this is not like this was a goodie that I got from a fair, so you know, it had like the logo of the brand, but I didn't want to throw it away, so I just covered it with like stickers, which since I have a lot of them, I just paste it all over, and it's really cute. And here it says reading journal in a really tiny font. Even though I keep all my reading logs on Notion, I still like to write down some quotes or like some thoughts on paper, and I just really enjoy the act of writing. And it's really simple. I don't really have any, there's not much decorations, but yeah, I don't really have a system. I just write down the title and the author. Sometimes if I remember the date where I started and the date where I finished. The only thing that I would like to add is to maybe like put the book cover here, but I don't really have like a colored printer that it's like that I can use almost any time. And yeah, I just write all the quotes, and then if I have something interesting or some thoughts that I have on that paragraph specifically, I will just use a colored pen and write down some like thoughts. And if I particularly like something, for example here, I would just like, besides writing the whole paragraph, I would just also underline it again with a colored pen. So because there are like some paragraphs that are good, you know, the whole paragraph, but there are some specific sentences that are just so interesting. And so yeah, and I don't know, I may never look this back again, and but I really like the act of writing and just letting my pen and ink flow. It's just really relaxing in some way, so that's why I keep a physical copy of my reading progress. So this is my pen pouch. Here I keep my pens. I have a couple pens actually. This is a gel pen. This is a 0.5, I think. I normally prefer like thinner tips, and 0.5 is the chunkiest I can go. If I go more, if I write with 0.7, I just can't. I'm not. My favorite would be like 0.38, which is the finest tip. But yeah, I had this. This was like gifted by a friend. So, and then I have a whiteout, and then I have a mechanical pencil. I found out that I'm not using pencils as much as I used to, but I always keep it in hand just in case, because what if you want to sketch something out or just want to jot down something. So I always, this is from Muji, I think. Yeah, and this is the 0.5 millimeters. I really like the clear design here. And then I have my fountain pen, my love, my one and only. This is a Sailor. I don't remember the which edition is this, but this is the Sailor pen in extra fine tip, I think, in gold. I really love writing with this, but the only issue is that compared to the gel pens, it doesn't really have a grip. So if you start writing, if you write for a long time, it gets a bit uncomfortable. I just really like how smooth it is when I write, and I feel like a proper one of those like writers. I had this for a couple years actually. I got this for a birthday present for myself, and it was maybe in 2022 or 2023. So it has a couple years. It is one of the biggest splurge I did on stationery in one go. I think this was around 80 euros, which is a lot for a pen. And I think I will never tell my parents about this. I have another one which is from Lamy, and that was more of a beginner fountain pen, because it was like a couple years ago. I just wanted to try out the fountain pen thing, and at the beginning, before buying one, I thought like, nah, it's not really my thing, you know. But once you start, you're like, wait a minute. I understand why people like love writing with fountain pens. To be honest, I do want to but get another fountain pen that it's a little bit higher on the price, maybe in the hundreds, like 100 something, because I just want to, I don't know, slowly build out my fountain pen collection. But as for now, I don't really have the budget, so I'm just happy with this one. But next one that I'm getting is probably going to be an Italian brand, because Italian fountain pen brands are also really good. So yeah, this is one of the pens that I use more frequently, especially for daily writing. And then I have this sticky roll tape, like sticky tape, that I can use to stick like pictures or just random things. I think this is much easier to bring around compared to a glue stick, because glue sticks are really chunky and my pen pouch is not super big, so this fits in here pretty easily. And then I have another pen. This is like a very staple big pen. I think I always keep a pen that I know for sure will always work, and this is one of the pens that they work all the time, and I always keep it with me just in case, especially when I go to exams. I feel like sometimes gel pens, they have some, like they can have issues, so I just always bring this for safety reasons or for a peace of mind. But the only issue is that the tip is really chunky, and as I said previously, I prefer like thinner tips. This is like a 1 centimeter, I think. But the thing is, you can't really find thinner tips for this kind of pen. I had this since high school, I think. So this is like a very old friend of mine, and I think almost everyone had this in their life once, and it's really reliable. Now that I think about it, it has like almost 10 years too. And then I have This is like a washi tape. It has like little boxes that I can use for writing lists, and it is from Muji. And then this is a new addition, I would say. I bought it quite recently. Look at this. I love scissors. It is one of the obsession that I have. And this is like a bird. The design is a bird. Isn't this so pretty and interesting? Like, what the hell? I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable scissor to cut with, but it is quite pretty, and it's small, so it can fit almost anywhere. And I just wanted to add something whimsical in my collection. And then I have a sharpener, even though I don't have a pencil, but I still keep one just in case. Or if I have a color pencil, or just pencils in general. And then I have an eraser. This was like part of a bigger eraser, but just cut it out because it takes a long time to finish an eraser. And then this is another ballpoint pen that I have that my friend gifted me for my graduation, and it has my name carved into it. Super nice. This is like what brand is this? This was like Parker, I think. So yeah, this is like another fancy pen that I can use to sign up contracts and stuff. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I still keep this one here. Now that I started like dissecting all the pieces that I have, it doesn't feel like it's really compact. I have a lot of stuff. I have this little box with some stationery. I don't remember where I got this box from, but it is super handy. I can fit quite a lot of things actually, because it's like quite, the height is there. So yeah, I keep this to put some decorative things. Ta-da! So I have, this is like another random paper. I have a few stamps in here, the ones, like my favorite ones, for example, the flower. This is like a hydrangea stamp. I use it almost everywhere. I have 3 sizes of this, but the other 2 are just, I don't use them as frequently as this one, because the other 2 are either bigger or tinier. So, but this is like the middle size, and I really like this one. And then I have some, like, wait. These are some other stamps that I have, and they are more like for daily logging. For example, movies I watched, if there's some kind of like party or graduation or celebration that I have to remember. And then this is coffee or any drink. And then I have photograph. This is like a camera. And then I have a meal, and this is like a book. So there are like very tiny stamps for just logging random things in your day. I have like other ones too, because it came in a package in a tiny box. But the other ones I don't use them as frequently, but I kept these ones because they are my most used. And then I have the ink for the stamps. I have like a brown color, a light blue, and then I also have a light green. These are my favorite color combination too. And then I have a wax seal, but the thing is, I have this, but I don't have the wax. So yeah, I don't know why I put this here, but just in case, if I ever get a wax, this may come handy. And then I have some paper clips. And then here are just other random pieces of stationery, like stickers, papers. They are all just for decoration, in case I feel I want to do some scrapbooking. So yeah, let me put this back. And surprisingly, they all fit in here, which is super, super cool. Okay. And last thing that I have, I'm almost finished. This is a pouch that I recently added because I have some things that I have laying around, and I thought that it would be nice to just keep it in a pouch. I have like a date stamp. I had this since 2019 maybe, I don't know, let me see, 2020. Yeah, I started using this in 2019, so this one has a couple years too, and I think it goes all the way up to 2029, so I still have like 3 years left that I can use this. Very useful, and I really like the kind of vintage style it has. And then I have some other pens. This is like a gel pen from Zebra Sarasa, but I don't have the tip anymore. Like I don't have the refill, so but I just keep it just in case. And then I have some other gel pens, but these are colored, and these are like the vintage collection. I have the whole set of these colored pens, but these 3 are my most used ones, so I just have them here with me. So yeah, that's more or less all I have for as my journaling essential in the last couple of weeks. I really miss my whole like collection of stationery, and I really can't wait to have a stable place and a desk where I can put all the things and spread all the things on my desk. But I don't know, even though I don't use them as much as anymore, but I just really like touching them and just looking at them. I don't know, I just miss it. Yeah, but I think for the foreseeable weeks, I will still be moving around a little bit. So yeah, these one are some comfort in my daily lives. But yeah, that's it. This is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know if there's anything else you're interested in. I could share with you some interesting facts about journaling or things that I've learned after journaling for almost 10 years. This was really fun to make. This is like I would say a hobby that I have. I do really enjoy like journaling and diary keeping and just paper in general, or anything stationery related. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next week. Bye.